All right, a lot of people think, you go after the chiefs, you stop this type of thing that happens. But the one thing about terrorism, NXS could tell you, keeps terrorizing, and the people behind it, he should know. He was the guy who took out Osama bin Laden, a bestseller about it. The operator firing the shots that killed Osama bin Laden. In my years as a SEAL team warrior, it has been living on the bestseller list to top it ever since. All right, Rob O'Neill. Here we have a situation where we now know ISIS is taking a bow for this. We do know that they've changed their tactics, if that's what you want to call it, looking at soft targets, looking at maybe smaller cities, even though this concert venue was large. How do you plan for that?
Well, the problem here is that this isn't brand new. They started to do this, and you've seen the leadership of ISIS say that they want to hit different places, stay in your country, don't come to Syria to try to fight. Hit soft targets, and it's difficult to deal with because you see the perimeters get further and further out. They don't need to get inside anymore. They're going to hit where people are waiting. They did it last night. They've done it in airports before where people are going to congregate. What needs to happen, the long-term solution, we're not going to be able to kill our way to this. We need to get not just with the leaders of the countries like President Trump did, which is a good start. We need to get with the scholars. We need to get with the clerics. Who's preaching the hate? And get them out of there, root them up. You need to arrest these guys. These are, look at the leader of Al-Qaeda now, Ayman al-Zawahiri is a doctor. Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, the mastermind of 9/11, who's at Guantanamo Bay. He speaks 4 languages, and he's a graduated college. These are not dumb people.
But they do know how to reach out to the so-called lone wolves or these malcontents. And I guess even in Abedi's case, the one who's thought to be behind the attacks in Manchester, he was on law authorities' radar.
Yes.
But a lot of people are. And I know it's very easy to play Monday morning quarterback on this stuff. But how do they get off the radar?
Well, we need to educate ourselves, too, and we need to tell people what and who the enemy is. Well, I've heard before that, well, these people aren't Islamic, they're not religious. These people are vast right-wing religious nuts. This guy did this. He didn't see children that he's going to murder with the bomb he sets off. He sees with the click of a button he gets to selfishly go to paradise because he's fighting the Crusaders. And you've seen the people praising it now. The lions of the caliphate are now coming to roost the Crusaders. This is not biblical stuff. But this is the stuff in their holy books and their Quran in some spots, and this is the way that they see it. So we need to get with the clerics and teach that maybe this is the wrong way to do it. This by no means is this all Muslims, all Islam, but we're not going to win it without the help of Islam. Now, there is another alternative where we just start pounding them, which we can do, but that's not fair to their kids. But the way that they're raising a lot of their kids, you're not born evil. You know what you're taught. And these kids, they're robbed of their innocence, and then they grow up to be what this guy is. And he didn't act alone. He was radicalized by someone. Who's doing it? You got to get into the ideology, realize what it is, call it what it is, and then just be aware of what's happening. There is a definite enemy that has definite trends, and they've done it before, and the bad thing is they're going to do it again.
So the fact that they set younger targets or more susceptible soft targets, this is all coming as the Islamic State is saying that the attack at the Manchester Arena was carried out with an explosive device that was actually planted at the concert. So again, much preparation.
Much preparation. Someone knew how to make the bomb. I mean, this guy, they did raid his house. There was, I believe, a controlled explosion there again because they found something, and you can see a picture of somebody walking out with a book about chemicals, how to handle chemicals. I mean, if this guy was smart enough to create a bomb and blow it up himself, I mean, that's just on him. But I would think that the person who makes the bomb sends the other guys to go be the martyr, if you will. They don't want to waste a bomb maker on a martyr mission, perhaps. And even ISIS doesn't want to admit as a suicide bomb, even though this guy's not going to set it. And I doubt. I mean, maybe he did. I haven't seen the videos. The videos are there. The intelligence people in
no, you're right. The videos are there.
Oh, yeah. And they're not going to be fun ones to see. And, I mean, hearing these horror stories about a young girl running around yelling, "Where's my sister? I can't find my sister," and a man holding a woman dying, wake up. This is real. People ask me because of my book that came out about killing bin Laden, aren't you worried that you're a target? Well, yes, I am a target. So are you. So is everybody else. You don't believe exactly what even the leaders of those 50 Muslim nations that President Trump spoke to, they're all apostates as far as these Wahhabists are concerned. They went away from Islam. So these leaders...
Well, Wahhabists, that's all of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, it is. The House of Saud is all...
And the president looked the other way at that.
But I mean, this is what it is. And those leaders aren't going to help with the radicals. But like I said, the scholars...
You don't trust the Saudis?
If the Saudis have their own interest in mind, yes. No one's a perfect ally.
Yeah.
Well, very few perfect
But let me
allies.
ask you this, Reverend. I know you're asked this many, many times, but when you took out Osama bin Laden, did part of you think, all right, you take this guy out, this is the guy who caused 9/11 and so much horror for us, but that the horror would still be going on? There'd be different lieutenants like cockroaches coming out of the woodwork doing God knows what.
There's a lot of them out there. They say it's a small percentage, which it is, but a small percentage of 1 billion is a lot. And this form, Wahhabis, the Salafi version, it comes out of Saudi Arabia. And so that 15 and 19 hijackers were from Saudi Arabia.
Right.
However, the royal family, Al-Qaeda wants them dead, as does ISIS. So there's got, Boko Haram, Al-Shabaab, all these different ones, the Khorasan group.
But they look after their own, right? I mean, I know it's a little bit apples and oranges, but the Palestinian Authority, the president kind of lectured them on paying martyrs and their families.
Well, of course he didn't. If this guy would have been a Palestinian, even though he blew up how many kids, his family would have been paid by the Palestinians. So there's a lot of stuff going on that the religious part here needs to be addressed by the people that are giving the sermons. But there needs to be people infiltrating on the Friday sermons who is preaching the hate. There is free speech, fine. But if someone's saying kill the infidels, kill the apostates, that guy might be an issue.
Is the issue anything of civilized society?
This is not a civilized version of anything. Look at the way they treat women. Look at the.
I understand it, but is it going after anything that approaches normal society?
Yes, it's going after everything that doesn't follow the strict way that the Prophet Muhammad lived.
Amazing, amazing. Rob O'Neill, the runaway bestseller, just lives atop the bestseller list right now. Operated the story that brought down Osama bin Laden, but I tell you, you have to wait for it. He doesn't spill the beans until quite. I don't want to give it away.
It's a story.
It's not what you think.
It's a story about the life of the operator, and for me, it took a long time. And the bin Laden raid was. I had done over 400 missions before that.
Amazing. It was a lot of bad language there, but
well,
I understand.
In the Navy, sailor talk, and bad coffee.
It's a great book and a fast read, but I'll tell you, it's not what you expect. Not what you expect. That's high praise. I'm telling you.